up, Woody Nerdigans? This is the one and only Packer Girl 89 of Nerdigans Inc. And today's Manga Nerdigan live reaction video is going to be for Tomodachi game chapters 114 through 115. So before I get into this recap and live reaction, let me just remind you to hit that like, share, and subscribe buttons. And because of course this channel, let alone this video, are not sponsored, if you love what we're doing and want to help keep me, my adorable little kitty, who is planning world domination somewhere, I think, and this operation allow me to kick in so we can keep bringing you more anime and manga content, whether it be news, analysis, or live reactions like this one. Feel free to hit up our Cash App and PayPal. Links are in the description box below. So, last time I covered this manga, Kokorogi revealed that her, Shiho, Shiba, Tenji, and Katagiri are all connected by the threads of karma because Shiba, Tenji, Kokorogi, and Shiho's parents were, well, victims of Yuichi's friendless game, aka Tomodachi game, and that's because they were friends of Yuichi's mother. So, adopted mother. So let's get to chapter 114 first. See what's in store for us today. What are the sins Yuichi has committed? We are all children of the victims of Yuichi's friendless game. From the very start, the thread of karma has connected us all. Isn't that right, Yuichi? Mom had 4 friends. She'd often talk about them with her eyes fixed on a famed photograph. We have always been friends, and we always will be. I found a fun game that lets me be with everybody, and this chapter is titled A Friend's Secret. Always? You'll always be friends? Whoa, you have a really strong bond with your friends, huh? Yep, that's the reason I've been able to make it this far without losing hope. Well, yeah, considering one of them is paying for your medical care. I see. So you were able to hang on because of your friends, huh? Yeah, figures. Someone like me can't help Mom. Aww. So, Yuichi. So, Mom, tell me more about your precious friends. I want to be able to help you too. Sure. Firstly, next to me is Shi-chan, the shining light of the group, a social butterfly always able to put a smile on everyone's faces. He's from a wealthy family, and maybe because of that has trouble reading the situation, and so he's the one most often getting into fights. But he's honest to the core, so everyone's quick to forgive him. Shi-chan just has this mysterious charm about him. Next is the girl beside him, Tsugumi, my childhood friend who knows everything about me. By the way, she's the one who introduced me to SHIBA Taizen, who eventually introduced me to you, Yuichi. She's kind of a fault, and that ain't based on what we saw. No, the fuckery that happened with her. And I can't help but worry about her because of it. On the far left at the back here is Yu-chan. He's the smartest of us 5 and also the most earnest, but he loves to mess around. Yeah. God, I just can't help seeing him naked like this. Really just reminds me of what happened with Tenji a while back on the freaking island. Oh my God, it totally does with the money zombies. That's what that makes me think of. Oh my God, it totally does. But he loves to mess around. He has this habit, you see, where when he gets drunk, he takes off his clothes. Tenji don't need alcohol to take off his fucking clothes. Gives me quite the headache, you know. And yeah, with how smart he is, I always felt like he was hiding things from us. Yu-chan always looked after us from the background so that we wouldn't fall apart, which we've seen with Tenji. And lastly, in the middle of the back row is Ayumi-chan. He has a stronger sense of justice than anyone else, and he's a good fighter. He's a policeman now. He's good at taking care of people. He'd always keep us in line all the while with a frown on his face. I remember once he got mad at me too. Yeah. He got mad at me too, getting red in the face and going, "Don't call me Ayumi. My name isn't Ayumi. It's a different kanji and is pronounced Wataru." Wataru? Saragi Wataru is my dad! I knew it! Then Yutori's right. My father was also a victim of Yuichi's friendless game. But no, because of that, as a kid, my parents were very close, but shortly after I started primary school, things started to become a bit awkward between them. And after I was kidnapped, the relationship completely broke apart and they divorced. Until now, I used to think it was all because of the kidnapping, but one time I heard my mother saying something. I can't take it anymore. Those words meant that it wasn't the first time something had happened previously. That means the one who destroyed my family was Yuichi. It all lines up. So, you believe me now, Shio-chan? But you don't care about the past, do you? Bet your father did just as Shiba-kun's father did and spent a lot of money to protect their friend Yuka. I wonder what your mother felt when she found out about that. Mom was always crying. Woo! Her husband spending all of his money on a woman who isn't even family. It must have been oh my god, it must have been agonizingly painful. Even so, she put up with it for years so their daughter wouldn't find out. It must have been super stressful. And yet to see something like that and laugh about it, doesn't that make him the lowest scum of humankind? But the past is in the past, isn't it? The ever so noble and righteous Shio-chan will forgive Yuichi and vote for him, right? Even though you preach to others about letting go of the past, surely you wouldn't be. Oh God, Kokoro. Oh God, become unable. Let me read this again. Even though you preach to others about letting go of the past, surely you wouldn't be able to. Fucking this up because I hate this fucking bitch. Even though you preach to others about letting go of the past, surely you won't become unable to let the past go the moment the moment it now affects you, right? The champion of justice, Shio-chan, wouldn't do that, right? Such a hero wouldn't do something so hypocritical. Dude, I'm telling you, this bitch is. She might. She really might be worse than Rachel at this point. I'm telling you, this bitch is horrible. She is pure evil. Yeah, I know Rachel uses or takes advantage of her friend's thoughtness to get what she wants and tries to enslave her friends or enslave not enslave her friends enslave tried to get kind of enslaved and all that and tried to kill Bam. But dude, what Kokorogi does in this manga, let's be real, I really feel like she might be worse than Rachel. And plus, Kokorogi is a lot hotter than Rachel. Rachel is an ugly ass bitch. I wouldn't. I'm not going to change my vote just because of Yuichi's past, even if what happened in the past infuriates me and drives me insane. But I have a good reason for holding back like this. I believe Yuichi has repented and changed his ways from his past. No. What I would be saying with this is I'd be like, look, bitch, I'm not gonna change my vote because I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. Once I get out of Tomodachi game, then I'll deal with Yuichi and all the shit in the past. Well, I'll try and deal with it then. But for now, I gotta get out of the situation because I want to live. That's what I would do. That's what I would be thinking. I see the Yuichi of today as a different person from the Yuichi of the past. Hey, that's it, right? You truly regret your past actions, don't you, Yuichi? Of course I regret what I've done for a long, long time now. That's why from that day on I led a life without obsessing over money, abiding by my mother's words. Oh, wait till he finds out that his mama is running shit. Whoa, that's gonna be so good. I can't wait to see what he says then. I'm desperately striving to clear the game for the sake of my friends. You've always been watching me, Sawaragi. You must understand. I'm not the same person I once was. Please believe me. Then why did you stay silent all this time about the fact that you hurt our families? Well, maybe you just didn't notice at first, but as the Tomodachi game started, you came to know about our past. People related to your own past, and people who knew about you started showing up more and more. Someone with the intuition of your caliber must have noticed, no? Your friends are all the children of the victims you extorted. I fucked this up. Let me read this again. Well, I'm going to start here because I want to read this correctly. Then why did you stay silent all this time about the fact that you hurt our families? Well, maybe you just didn't notice at first, but as the Tomodachi game started, you came to know about our past. People related to your own past and people who knew about you started showing up more and more. Someone with the intuition of your caliber must have noticed, no? Your friends are all the children of the victims you extorted. You should have said something the moment you realized. Why the fuck would he say something? He's trying to win the fucking game. He ain't stupid. Of course, if he did, there would have been a rift between us for a while afterwards, but to hear from somebody else instead, that temporary rift could be made permanent. Motherfucker, he is trying to win this game. So if you truly regret and feel remorse for what you did, then you should have said so yourself otherwise. I'll end up... Wait. So if you truly regret and feel remorse for what you did, then you should have said so yourself otherwise. Otherwise, I'll end up downing you. Maybe you have no remorse about the past at all. Maybe you haven't changed at all and are just the same as you were before. Maybe you only approached us to do the same things to us as you did to our fathers. That's right, Shio. That's the kind of person Yuichi is. Remember, think back to Yuichi and Shinji's exchange. Yuichi killed his own partner, SHIBA TAIZEN, with his own hands. That's because Yuichi came to know Yuka-san's kindness. So you think he had a change of heart and so killed SHIBA TAIZEN, the main culprit? But that's not entirely correct, is it? Because right after you killed him, he was laughing. Would a normal person laugh after doing something like that? Even if he were an extremely wicked person, he was still the man who raised Yuichi. Dude, SHIBA is a shitty person. He's like, yeah, fuck you, asshole, because probably it was a if I remember correctly, was a do or die situation. And also, SHIBA was fucking with him. He was. SHIBA TAIZEN provoked his ass. And Yuichi laughed because he's like, ha, you thought you had me, motherfucker. Nah, I got you, bitch. You proved him wrong. Someone who betrays his own father and laughs after killing him. Motherfucker, you didn't know SHIBA TAIZEN. He was a piece of shit. What the fuck's wrong with you? People like him would definitely eventually betray their friends. Bitch, SHIBA TAIZEN betrayed his friends too. SHIBA TAIZEN betrayed his own son. Like, what the fuck's wrong with you? Yuichi enjoys betraying his allies at the very last moment. That's just how fucked in the head he is. Yuichi, at least deny it. SHIBA is just saying whatever he wants. Don't just stay quiet. Say something back so I can get rid of these doubts about you. I can't. Talking to you right now is pointless. Thank you! Yuichi's just like, dude, why the fuck? There's nothing I can say. You're an emotional wreck right now. You're irrational right now. There's no point in saying anything. Like, if Shio was calm and rational and not an emotional mess, so that way Yuichi could explain himself, then yeah, you could do that and it would work. But no, you can't. Yuichi, no. She's like, dude, there's no way I can reason with this bitch. What? You're right. Kokorogi and SHIBA are just saying whatever they want, even though back then neither of them were there to see what happened for themselves. Then you're saying that parts of what they're saying aren't true, right? Yeah? Then correct them. Otherwise, I can't trust myself enough to vote for you. Like I said, there's no point in refuting them. Why not? Because the people who know the truth about what happened back then are all dead except for me. Woo! Yuichi's such a sneaky little shit, but he's right. You could, oh God, Brian was, I'm sorry. This just makes me think of Brian, God bless his soul, because he would do the same fucking thing, let's be real. Or at least for me, well, you guys didn't know him, but like, Brian would say the same freaking thing. He would, to people who were being like irrational assholes, he would say the same exact thing. Holy crap, he would. And also Gen would say it too. Dude, Gen and Senku would say the same thing as well. And Dr. Stone, now that I'm thinking about it. You currently doubt me, and because of that, you absolutely will not trust me by only my words alone. You don't know that until you talk to me about it? No, I know, because unfortunately, I'm the one who sent 3 people to their deaths, laughing at them all the while. It's true, I really am fucked in the head. Let's see. Someone as righteous as you, more than anyone, really won't understand a word I say. I don't care if I understand or not. Just explain it to me. If you don't, you won't get my vote and you'll lose the game. Look at this bitch Kokorogi! Like, dude, she's like, oh, yes, I win. Fuck this whore. What? My phone, it's ringing. No way, it's a task. It's a task, is it? And at this moment too? Final task. Use the experience and knowledge you have gained throughout the Tomodachi game to answer the following questions precisely. Who is the true traitor of Group C? What are the sins Katagiri Yuichi committed in the past? Who is the boss of Tomodachi game? All 3 questions must be answered correctly after clearing the friendless game. Failure to do so will disqualify you from winning. The final task! And what's with these questions? Isn't this a task designed exclusively for us? Whoever came up with these questions is somebody who knows us very well. Exactly right, Yuichi-kun. This final task is for their sakes, tailored specially by me. It's an honor to have you trouble yourself with coming all the way to this. Well, but coming all the way to the site is quite rare, boss. Woo! They are very special people to me, after all. I'll be taking the front row seat. Naniri-kun, do you think they will be able to reach the truth? Well, I'm still uncertain. It's only Yuichi-kun and I who know the truth. I think it will be difficult. They'll need to think deeply about this. With the harsh environments and circumstances they're in, well, no, if one wanted to, it would actually be quite easy to get all the answers. All you need to do is, for each question, torture the person who knows until you get them to spill. Now let's see. What will you all choose when faced with this challenge? Woo! What are they gonna do? Seriously. Okay. Let's get to 115 here. Ooh. Ooh, this color. Look at it. It's Kokorogi on the cover. Ooh, for volume 23. Holy shit. This psycho-ass bitch is getting a color cover. It's beautiful. Want to use up all our cash and go on a date? All right, chapter 115 is titled The Final Task. The hell's with these questions? I'm not going to read them again because, I just read them. The final task from the boss is, why do we have to answer these questions at the end? Whoever came up with these questions is somebody who knows us very well, in which case they mean to test us. Test us on what? On deciding who we'll choose as the winner once we know the whole truth. Impressive. Your intuition never ceases to amaze me. I do not wish to see an incomplete ending. Now that your group has been pushed to their limits, show me the ending of your Tomodachi game that I wish to see. Choosing who will be the winner? But that's decided by the vote, no? Whoever came up with these questions is basically telling us that's not good enough. They don't want that sort of ending. In short, it's saying that even if someone were to survive up until the final day, if they're unable to answer these 3 questions, they would not win. I get that, but I just don't understand why they are making us do this. Sararagi, do you know the answers to any of these questions? I might know the answer to the first one. I know the answer to the second one. And Shiba, well, maybe the third one. What about you, Kokorogi? As for me, questions 1, 2, and 3, I know the answers to all of them. She's lying. No fucking way. You know all the answers? Really, Antori? I know the answers to all of them. Oh well, if nobody else knows, it's my win then. I see, so even if the votes are all tied, if only one person meets the qualifications to win, the game would be over. Yuichi, you'll end up losing if we don't do something. No, Kokorogi doesn't know the answers to all the questions. I knew it. I knew it. The bitch is lying. Huh? Really? Tori, you were just bluffing? It's not a bluff. I do know the answers. Yuichi, you're the one that needs to quit it with these weird bluffs. Then question 2. What are the sins Katagiri Yuichi committed in the past? Go ahead and try answering it. Huh? What? You think you can get an answer out of me that way? Idiot. Question 2 is my question. I 100% know the answer to it. Why would I need to hear it from you if I know it myself? What I'm trying to say is I'm doing this to check if your answer is correct or not. Fine. If you just think about it a little, the answer is obvious anyways. You've committed 2 sins in the past. One is just is what I just talked about, taking advantage of the kind Yuka-san, extorting her friends, our parents, for money, then destroying our families. And the other is what I mentioned, what was mentioned during the end of backbiting Sugoroku, that you have killed 3 people. Those are the 2 sins. What? That's it? If that's all, then I knew that too. That's why I said it's obvious if you think about it a little. See, I'm right, aren't I, Yuichi? You done? If you are, then your answer is incorrect. And read what it's asking again. It says answer the following questions precisely. They deliberately bolded precisely, which means your half-assed answer isn't correct. Yeah! My answer is half-assed? So what are you saying I'm missing? Let's see, at the very least, you need to know precisely who the 3 people I killed were. Ooh. The 3 people you killed? Who? Then I know. Firstly is SHIBA TAIZEN. You said it yourself after all. This one's correct for sure. Secondly is Katagiri Yuka-san. And lastly, from what we just talked about earlier, you killed Yutori's father too. That's 3. Wrong. I did not kill Kokorogi's father. Huh? Don't bullshit me. Fuck off with these obvious stupid lies. Because of you, Yutori's family was ruined and her father killed himself. But thanks to you, Yutori was free from her father's abuse, though as a result she developed both love and hatred towards you. But that doesn't count. He killed himself. He didn't fucking do it himself. That does not count. And ended up becoming all crazy. It's all your fault. Now you're accusing her of lying? I see, I probably phrased it poorly. I didn't kill Kokorogi's father, but I do admit that it's my fault he died. The hell? That's just semantics. No, I'm just being precise here. See? In the first place, the people who've killed themselves as a result of my and Sensei's involvement, if you were to include them in the total number of people I've killed, then there'd definitely be too many to count. Yeah, I was thinking that. Too many to count? Again, you're keeping more secrets. I'm not. You weren't there when I was playing the all-bet game. There's a guy I know who killed himself because he couldn't pay back 12 million yen. There's a guy I know who killed someone else because he wanted 40,000 yen, something I've already confessed to. Because of my involvement, many people have killed others or themselves. I see, so you're saying that the 3 people you killed don't include people who died indirectly like my father. Right. Then I don't know the answer to question 2 after all. And one more thing, from the way you just explained things, then I now get it. The true aim of this final task. The true aim? Since I don't know the answer to question 2, that means there's not a single person here who knows the answers to all the questions. So there are only 2 ways to acquire all the answers now. One is to torture the person who knows until they spill them. 2 is just as it says here. Like what Yuichi did just then, if you can recall what happened and what was said during the previous games, you can find clues for the 3 questions. If we sort through all the information so far and piece it together, we'll be able to figure out the identities of the 3 people you killed, right? Ah, so you get it. It'll be quite the challenge, though. Wait, so then, if we think about it hard enough, then we'll know who the boss, the mastermind behind the Tomodachi game is? Yep, I think there's already been plenty of clues so far. But I believe this one will also be quite the challenge. Then let's try to remember what we overlooked during the events of the Tomodachi game. That must be the true aim of whoever came up with this final task. Yeah, I think so too, and I think the boss wants to see that as well, to see us think back on the events that took place during the Tomodachi game, and then watch the moment the friendship between us 5 is utterly severed. So that's the kind of person the boss is, huh? Yep, they're full of malice. So the boss is a malicious person who wants to watch friends sever their friendships? Is that another clue? I was thinking the 3 people Yuichi killed. Wait, Shiba. Now it's your turn to listen to what I think. I've been thinking about this ever since the first game, about who could have planned and organized this game. The game which shares the same name as the friendless game I made so long ago. At first I thought it was just a coincidence. I mean, it's a really simple name after all. The more I progress through the games, the more often I feel a sense of deja vu. During the All Bet game, they were blatantly dredging up my past. That's when I knew for sure. The boss is a person who knows me very well. Their relentless attempts at severing my friendships mean that they are a person who holds a deep grudge against me. Not many people come to mind who meet both of those conditions because, as I said before, most of them are already dead. In that case, eliminating those who are currently dead and those who don't fit the criteria, the most likely person is... What? Saragi Wataru! Saragi's father! That's stupid. There's no way. Calm down, Saragi. He's just the first candidate I brought up. Besides, you never knew about this. Let's see. But I met an associate of your father's, and that led me to believe that he wasn't related to the Tomodachi game, which leaves us with the next candidate, Kokorogi's mother. However, Kokorogi herself referred to the boss as Mr., so he must be a man. So, the boss is also a person who has the know-how to manage an organization of this scale. That leaves almost 0 candidates, so I've decided to change one condition. Perhaps one of the people who I presume to be dead is actually alive. In that case, I know a man who fits the bill perfectly. A man who knows me inside and out and detests me more than anyone else. A man who has the capabilities to operate an organization like this. A man who wants to see friendships severed. A man with malice ingrained in his very nature. And his name is... Dude, no fucking way! SHIBA TAIZEN! No! Who's the one chuckling behind the mask? Dude, if it is SHIBA TAIZEN, I'm gonna lose it. I remember we saw his mother, though, and I know I said she was the boss. I think she was one of the executives, and she was alive, if I remember correctly. But, dude, I thought SHIBA was dead. I thought Yuichi killed his ass, but, whoa, I can't wait to... If that is SHIBA TAIZEN... Yo, if the boss is SHIBA TAIZEN, I can't wait to see how he survived this. Ooh, I can't wait to see how he survived. Because from what Shinji said, Shinji saw SHIBA die. And obviously what we saw. We saw SHIBA die. This is going to be so good. Ooh. Now, if this is the case, are we going to see the final showdown between Yuichi and SHIBA? Oh, I hope so. I hope we get to see a final showdown between SHIBA and Yuichi. I would love Shinji to be part of this too. I don't think it will happen, but God, would I love it. Anyways, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, what you guys think. And remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Nerdigans Inc. Love what we're doing and want to help keep this operation alive and kicking so we can keep bringing you more Tomodachi game content. A few ways you can do that. Donate to our Cash App, PayPal, Patreon, purchase something off our Amazon wishlist. All that's in the description box below. Also, make sure you follow us on Twitter, Twitch, Discord, friend us on PlayStation Network. That's in the description box below as well. Till next time, Nerdigans, I will be seeing you later. Bye.